Welcome to Times India TV. India is celebrating 75th Independence Day. This day is very special for all Indians. And there are some global citizens who are happily joining us to celebrate this occasion. At this moment, we have a special person, Prof-Dr Ambassador Mehreen-Mia from South Africa. It's an honor for us to celebrate this festival with Mehreen-Mia Hc. We know India is very well connected with South Africa. If we see the journey of Mahatma Gandhi ji, his journey started in South Africa. So we are connected. So I heartily welcome Ambassador Mehreen-Mia to Times India TV studio to celebrate this special day. Welcome, Mehreen-Mia Hc. Thank you so much for your sharing your wonderful thoughts and ideas today in this special program. Before starting this program, we want to hear from you, your self-introduction, then we'll go into the program. Please.
Sure. Let me firstly say thank you so much and greet everyone in the universal greeting of peace and blessings. And thank you, Brother Rajarao, for this amazing opportunity and for Times India TV. And let me also take this opportunity to say to everybody, happy 75th year of independence, because it's really something for all of us across the world to celebrate. So it is my absolute honor to be here. Thank you so much.
So we'll start the questions. And actually, we are seeing what, according to Mehreen-Mia, what are the achievements you have seen during this 75 years journey of India?
Let me tell you, there's so much about me that's developed over the past years. And I have to say that a lot about me stems from heritage. And no matter where we are sitting in the group, wherever we are in the world, we have to never forget where we come from, where our soils are from, our heritage starts from. And we have to give credit. For example, if you look at the accolades awarded to me, and all of this is by God's grace, of course, then of course there's my company, there's the doctors, there's everything that happens. There's the, I remember when I had received the ambassadorship from the United States, and I had got given the signed recognition of President Biden. It was not just for me that I received the award because of everyone together, the difference that we make. And I think it comes from our heritage. That's something that we all learn from. And that's just what makes something to become better and better and do more and more for the whole of humanity. It's within our culture, I think, and it's within us to be able to do that we can. If we set our mind to something, we really can. So everything, yes, is certified. Certificates, like you said, there's so many different accolades. But at the end of the day, the accolade is worth nothing if we don't put it million certificates on your wall. What are you doing to actually benefit humankind? So that is the worth of the certificate then that you will see. What are you doing for humanity? So when I'm saying this, because this is what the art of celebrating independence is about. Not just about a message 75 years, and I say we humbly, because I put myself as an Indian. We have all just achieved and we've all accomplished. It's about the toil and the efforts that every single person has attributed towards getting this for now. And we have to give recognition to every single person that has put effort and loyalty and dedication into what they've done in order for us to say today, happy 75th independence year. So we have to give credit to everybody. And there's a lot that India has achieved thus far. I mean, you have to look at just in hindsight, how far has India come with that? And they have, and if I remember correctly, India actually broke the record in 2008 when we went off 10 satellites at one go. That is the milestone that we've achieved, because remember, it was not thinkable. It was not supposed to be something we could do in India, but India did it and broke the record. And of course, for me, a really momentous occasion, and for me, it's a big milestone because it gave a little bit more independence here, because of the development and how took away from needing the World Bank, etc. So there's so many milestones India has achieved, and there's so many people involved that it's, we don't even have time to do each one of them. But it just goes to show that we have to give thanks to all people, to all of India in celebrating this independence.
Wow. Thank you so much for your wonderful answer. Now I would like to ask you the question, what are the areas, as per your opinion, what are the areas India has to improve? What do you think about that?
Look, I think if you look at India, say it's very similar to very many other countries. You obviously have the social, you have the political, you have economical issues that are there, and it's like it is everywhere. I think the main areas that come up that are concerned are obviously the corruption. There's the crime. There's the road conditions that are there in India. And then if you look at the educational system, and then there's the pollution that comes up as well. But you have to look at it from a positive point of view as well, because remember, technology is taking over. We know technology is taking over to an extent where we sent out 10 satellites in 2008. If you look at India and COVID, we know how we can deal with crisis. So if you're looking at all of these issues of the roads conditions, educational system, the pollution, the basic sanitation issues, it is still workable, and to achieve that positively it still can be done. I mean, you and I have sat on many platforms where we've discussed the issues, and we know every one of them can be attained because India has already thus far. That's why we're celebrating the 75 years. So yes, there are these concerns that are social, political, and economical, but there's nothing that can't be dealt with and can't be achieved. Because if you had technology, for example, India has that powerhouse in India to be able to deal with building rebuilding the roads and sorting out the sanitization, sorting out what can be dealt with in terms of educational system. So everything is definitely workable and reachable, inshallah.
Thank you so much. And what should be the contribution of a citizen towards his nation? According to Mehreen-Mia Hc, what is your contribution towards your nation? And how a citizen contributes towards his nation?
Brother, that comes to mind, there's quite a few that come to mind when you say that. The one I think I would like to say is, for example, if you look at Africa and if you look at India, one of the things that we're doing, because so many issues that surround us, and these are hindering issues that are concerns and hinders the progress, etc. What do we do with our children, brother? We tend to send our children away to further their education out of our countries. We send them away to further their education. That's where they grow. That's where they develop. That's where their careers start. That's where they start making money. And what happens to the place of their growth? The home country. They forget to give back to the home country. And I'm saying we need to change the mindset. If we do want to send our children away, let's send them away, yes, because maybe there is a better educational system somewhere else. But let them do that with the intention of having to come back to build the country that is their birth country. So that's the number one thing I'd like to really put out there, is we really need to stop we need to send our kids away option. We need to keep our kids, because our kids can develop our country. That is where our powerhouse sits. We've come thus far, 75 years. So given the next 75 years, those kids are the ones that have to lead the next 75 years. But in terms of me and what I would do for my country and what I do globally as the ambassador, for example, I just truly believe one of the biggest things we all have to do as leaders of today is make sure that every single human being, everybody who forms part of humanity, knows that it sits within them to make the change that needs to be felt. It sits within them to make the changes that are necessary. And I'll give you an example. I'm a woman empowerment specialist. You know this, right? So one of the key factors is women. If I have to look at a sister, I would love for every woman who is listening to me right now to understand there's so much of power within her, that power vested properly and empowered properly can actually make the change in her home, in her family. And that little family that's sitting in a community will obviously then get the catalyst of her being an empowered woman and an empowered family. That empowered family will build the next one, and that whole community becomes an empowered community. That community then empowers the next community. We have suddenly this built up empowered society. And then what happens, Brother Raja? We build an empowered nation. So as an ambassador, this is what the goal is not to just grow yourself or grow one person. We need to be able to grow each other to build all of humanity, all of our nations, and all of our countries, because our children are there. It is for them. It is for us all, plus for them. So that is the key for me.
Thank you so much. Then finally, what is your message to the youth? Because they are the pillars. So on this special day, we are requesting you to give a message to youth.
I have so much to say to the youth, but I'll summarize it and just say one thing. To every one of the youth that are listening to me now, remember something. You are not, and I'll say it again, you are not a leader of tomorrow. You are already the leader of today. All you are doing is you are preparing yourself for tomorrow. If you build in your mindset and see yourself that I am a youth, but I am the youth leader of today, but preparing and building for tomorrow, then you will want to learn, educate yourself to such a level that whatever hurdles or issues come up tomorrow, you are so equipped to deal with properly. So education is key, it is a must, and you have it within yourself, because every one of you has such beautiful potential to grow yourself to the fullest of who you can be, and then fulfill what is your passion. And your passion is going to eventually lead for you to be successful, money-wise, socially-wise, every-wise. So to all of our youth, we are counting on you, and we'll do our best in our ages as the leaders today to pave the way for your growth. That you as leaders of today are going to have to build yourselves even more with education to be able to help you now. So thank you so much again to all of them.
Thank you so much. I wish you a happy Independence Day. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom. Really, it's so great having your presence on this special day in our studio and speaking a lot about the great nation, India. Thank you so much, Excellency. We'll see you in other. Welcome to Times India TV.